Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, where we discuss the latest celebrity tea in the news. And we do it live every weekday at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Chatmosa. I'm your host, Auntie Derek, and today is Monday, December 15th. So with me on the mic, I have some fabulous co-hosts. My Icy Chili, my Libra Queen, my Gorgeous Moon, and my favorite Taurus. Hey, y'all.
Hello.
Hello. Good morning.
Good
It's
morning
Kim.
indeed.
It's Kim Burrell. Can't you tell?
Honey, let me tell you, that shit been having me screaming all weekend. But after I go over the giveaways, terms and conditions, I'll tell you how we might have to be a little careful with that. But anyway, just wanted to give you all a friendly reminder that we currently have our giveaway going on. It is now week 6 of this giveaway, the Hot Tea Cold Cash giveaway. Now, for the giveaways, terms and conditions, head over to auntiederek.com/hot tea cold cash. Again, that is auntiederek.com/hot tea cold cash. Gain entries into my giveaway to win, to have an entry to win $100, be one of the lucky winners. You RSVP to every upcoming live show. You attend every live show and stay in its entirety for an additional entry. And for another entry, post about my show on your social media and use the hashtag Auntie Derek. And don't forget to subscribe to a bitch so you can stay in the know. Come over to auntiederek.com and hit that big old green subscribe button at the top left. All right. So I won't keep you guys waiting. So we are here to find out who won week 5 of the Hot Tea Cold Cash giveaway. And without further ado, drum roll, please. The week's 5 winner is BB.
Congratulations, baby.
Congratulations, BB. And you see, BB was able to win by attending the live show and staying in its entirety. So, just to let you all know, BB has an additional chance to win. So be sure to keep getting those entries in. I'm having so much fun with this giveaway, and we have 4 more weeks to give out $100 to a lucky winner. So now, unfortunately, BB is not here at the moment to accept this award, like we had at the Source Awards or something. BB is not here to accept this award, but I will accept it on his behalf. But BB, we will be reaching out to you, boo, to see which method of payment you prefer. And you know those 3 methods are either Zelle, Stripe, or we'll mail you a check.
My bank account. My bank account.
Okay, so now back to Kim Burrell. Can't you tell? Now that shit has been cracking me up the whole weekend. It is iconic, and I've even seen people do their own little versions of it. But we have got to be careful when it comes to memifying like problematic people, because you see what happened with Dr. Umar, and now you see how like instead of him, people looking at him like the problematic person that he truly is, and keep giving him money for that school that ain't gonna never be built, allegedly. They memify him, and he's now they use him as a means for pro-blackness, and it's just so we just gotta be careful with that. But that still is funny as hell.
But wait, oh boy, what's his name? Quinn, did you put that in the chat? His little interview. I can't think of his name right this second.
Carlton
And
Hughes.
no, no, the rapper. He has a TV show. And I'm only Vic Mensa is popping up right now, but it's not him. It's the other.
Vince Staples.
Thank you, Vince Staples. Ooh, his name was eluding me, but he at the end of his little interview, he said, "Where's the school?"
Yep, that Z-Way interview. That was a good interview, by the way. That shit, Z-Ways would be cracking me up, and he be asking the right question. I like Vince Staples, honey. And I believe he's also a Cancer moon. So see, it's some of y'all out here be making the collective look good. It's some of y'all. But we got a bunch of tea that we could just go ahead and jump right in. So let's go ahead and jump right in, honey.
Shout out to BB though. I just had to put that in.
Yes, shout out to BB. And yes, Chili, it is tea time, honey. And you know what we like to start off with.
No, Laura, release us. Diddy.
Well, in his defense, this is Diddy adjacent news, so it's not totally about him. So now this first story I have, and y'all should see I have here by way of Hot New Hip Hop, Q of Day 26 blasts Diddy's former chef for defending Don Richard. Mm-mm. Well, Diddy's former chef, Jordan Chaton, denied claims about Combs and Q's ex-girlfriend, Dawn Richard, allegedly drugging Q in the Hamptons. So making the band alum Q of Day 26 came through with alleged video receipts after Diddy's former chef, Jordan Chaton, defended the singer's ex-girlfriend, Dawn Richard. For those unaware, Richard denied her ex's claims that she and Sean Combs drugged him with ecstasy for a ritualistic and humiliating moment on a Hamptons trip back in the day. Dawn Richard is not a liar, Chaton remarked on her Instagram story, as caught by the Neighborhood Talk on Instagram. I was in LA for a lot of stuff that happened. And I was also in New York in the Hamptons with Dawn and Day 26. A lot of shit. The trip where after that Q lost his mind and he was never really the same. I was in the Hamptons. Niggas actually forget how much shit that I was really around for. Don Richard has never been a motherfucking liar. If you guys knew, okay, working for someone that weaponizes food and punishes people, not allowing them to eat or sleep and berating them and all of that. Q responded by posting a video of the bad boy mogul and others pranking Q by waking him up in his sleep, shouting, laughing, and recording at him. This seems to be the moment that he referenced in his initial allegations against Combs and Richard. Diddy's chef talking shit like she was there when this happened to me in the Hamptons. Y'all some liars, the singer captioned the post. How you defending somebody and something you don't even know what you're talking about, chef? No disrespect, but since you're making videos about me at the Jordan Chaton, you're a liar. You wasn't even in Hamptons when I was there when this occurred. You was just one of Diddy's chef, a cook, got fired, and got so much to say now. These allegations come amid Sean Combs' The Reckoning, the Netflix's Divisive docuseries on Puff, and Diddy's ongoing prison sentence. If everything goes according to the current schedule, his release date will be on June 4th of 2028. We will see if the parties involved respond to these allegations once more. Messy, messy, messy. I just have to say, like, I always hated their relationship. This has nothing to do with nothing, but when they got, when I was watching Making the Band back then, and then when they were forming Day 26, and then when Dawn and Q, I hated it. I was like, ugh. Cause to me, and I could be wrong, this could just be a me thing, but to me, it just looked almost, what's the word I want to use? Maybe incestuous. Like they look like brother and sister almost. And I'm like, what y'all here canoodling and fiddle faddling around and stuff? Get y'all asses in the studio and stop that shit. But
canoodling and fiddle faddling.
But yeah, this is crazy. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
The weirdest part to me is like, Don, what do you need with an 18-year-old? He was 18 at the time that they were dating. You can't do nothing with that. He's still a teenager, and she was a little bit older than him. It was kind of weird, but it was definitely one of those situations where we're sharing a space for so much, we get to know each other, and it just kind of becomes a thing. And I also believe
by proximity.
Right, and I definitely think it was a production thing as well, because they needed to have some type of through line between the two groups outside of them being singers. There needed to be some sort of relation. And you saw that with, who was it? Donnie Klang and Aubrey and D Woods and the one that sounded like a billy goat. They tried to make... Yeah, what's his name?
I forget, but I know exactly who you're talking about.
You sound like... Never mind. So yeah, they just tried to make it a thing. I guess it was like mid 2000s, late 2000s type of thing. Like, oh, they're two groups and they like each other. Oh, there's a relationship element. Let's make it interesting. The whole season was terrible, but yeah, it made sense as to why they decided to make that a thing. And as it turns out, he ended up cheating anyway. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Day 26.
Yeah.
No shouting. Keep it quiet for day 26. Thank you.
No way.
Wait a minute.
Because when it
That
comes
was my
to the
graduation
singing,
gift to my sister.
yeah, they are
Ooh.
singers, and I appreciate them being singers. They usually not, as individuals, they there's some opportunity for growth. We can say that, but musically, they sing down, honey. I love it, and we don't have like many guy groups out there that can really of today that can really like sing and blend like they do. So I'm here for it. But yeah, like I said, individually, there's lots of opportunity. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
Well, Auntie, quick question. Has the opportunity ever been in the room with all five of them? I just want to know.
Mm-mm. And it probably never will be.
Wow.
Okay.
The opportunity has passed, but we appreciate what they gave when they gave it, okay?
Because, we listen
Not too
to
much on day
singers.
26. Okay.
Bangles. Well, and in other Diddy news, so y'all remember the sex worker that was in the documentary that's filing his own lawsuit now, and we last read that he tried.
You watched that thing?
I did. I watched all four, and honestly, probably will watch again. To be honest, it's very entertaining because I'm sure it was something I missed. So, but y'all should see here by All Hip Hop, and it's an exclusive. Maureen Comey accused of protecting Cassie in the Diddy trial by silencing victim. So now this is actually very interesting, and y'all remember Maureen Comey is no longer a special prosecutor. She was fired right after this case, but I think she was the lead prosecutor on this case at the time, wasn't she, if I remember correctly? And so Clayton Howard says the Justice Department used his story to boost Diddy's prison sentence, then threw him away once the cameras were gone. In a new motion filed in Manhattan federal court, Howard accuses prosecutors of exploiting his trauma to secure Diddy's conviction for transporting male prostitutes across state lines, then denying him every fundamental right guaranteed under the Crime Victims' Rights Act. The filing names former Assistant U.S. Attorney Maureen Comey, the daughter of ex-FBI Director James Comey, as the official who oversaw his cooperation and later tried to silence him when he attempted to testify about Cassie Ventura's alleged role in the encounters. Assistant Prosecutor Maureen Comey became annoyed when I said I wanted to tell the truth about both of my offenders, Howard said. She said I was too traumatized to testify, which I denied. Howard describes years of travel between New York, Los Angeles, and Miami from 2012 to 2019. He says Diddy and Ventura recruited him through ads on Backpage.com and paid him between $1,500 and $6,000 to participate in orchestrated freak-offs during which Diddy watched while Ventura engaged with male escorts. The government later used his cooperation and evidence to classify him as a quote-unquote victim, one of five under count 3, a move that increased Diddy's sentencing under federal guidelines. But when Howard tried to exercise his victim rights after the trial, he says prosecutors shut him out. He sent 3 unanswered letters, made a personal trip to the U.S. Attorney's Office in Manhattan, and had a short call with a victim witness advocate who returned his message. The victim witness advocate never returned his message, Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson finally responded, not to help him, but to allegedly deny that he was a victim at all. I have been patient and persistent, Howard wrote. The government used my cooperation when it served their interests, but now treats me as if I do not exist. Howard's frustration erupted after discovering that the government sentencing memo explicitly listed him as a victim, the same designated prosecutors later rejected when he requested assistance applying for the Backpage remission program. The federal fund will distribute more than $200 million to trafficking victims. With a February 2nd, 2026 deadline approaching, Howard says he's racing against the clock to prove his eligibility. Howard is also taking aim at prosecutors' alleged efforts to protect Ventura's image during the trial. Howard claims he was ready to testify that Cassie was not a victim of sex trafficking but an active participant. Instead, he says Comey and others kept him silent by misusing protective orders. He argues that this selective narrative helped secure the disgraced mogul's conviction while concealing Ventura's alleged complicity. Comey's name is already back in the headlines for different reasons. It says in 2025, she was abruptly fired by Donald Trump, prompting her to sue the Department of Justice for wrongful termination. Her ouster drew heavy criticism from legal peers who saw it as a part of a broader political purge of career prosecutors. Howard's filing now links her firing to the Diddy saga, suggesting that internal politics and public image influenced how victims were handled. And then it goes into talk about Diddy and what he was convicted of. We've talked about today, so I don't even need to read that. But yeah, that is actually, I find this to be very interesting. Now, it's one thing because I'm always like side with the victims and stuff. I'm always saying, and I find it really interesting that he is actually, so Backpage, I guess this is like a class action from Backpage, and he was trying to, I guess, they secured his services from Backpage, as a sex worker at the time. He was sick because he even said that he's went on record to say that he was drugged and stuff like that, but not just Diddy, but Cassie as well. They say the federal fund, this Backpage remission program, is going to distribute more than $200 million to trafficking victims. Y'all sat there and said he was a trafficking victim in court and used him as a quote unquote victim, but now want to ignore him when he's trying to cash in on that. But he says that he's trying to make Cassie look like, she's not a perpetrator or whatever. My thing with him, he kind of lost me on that when in one of his claims he said that Cassie got pregnant with his baby and didn't tell him. I'm like, okay. Like, what, you thought that was going to be like oh no, like, okay. And I hope she aborted that motherfucker. Like, okay. But yeah, this is very interesting. So I will continue to follow this story, as y'all know, but but if y'all gonna say, if the federal prosecutors are going to say that this man is a victim and he's trying to cash in on that, I mean, y'all said he was a victim, right? And y'all had him testify as a quote unquote victim in court, right? I mean, this is why I should stay out of this conversation. What I learned about court was learned through Law and Order SVU. So that's that on that. So what do we have next? Oh, so the maker of that documentary, honey, he not my man today, honey. He is Curtis Jackson, an abuser, a asshole. Oh my God. Cause y'all remember the first time we went over the story, I thought it was just egregious anyway. But honey, he is still going at his ex, his child's mother. And y'all see I have this exclusive here from All Hip Hop. And you should see where it says 50 Cent ruthlessly pursues millions from mother of his son over abuse allegations. So, and remember, I have said many a time here, I said, now 50, those of us who be reading, we know. So while you sitting there pointing fingers, remember you got 3 of them pointing back at you, honey. And I said, you keep on, oh, Diddy, look at Diddy. And I was like, okay, well, sooner or later, some motherfuckers will be like, oh, well, let's talk about 50 and his shit. So now here we are. Hey, here we are. Well, 50 Cent is pressing a New York federal court to rule in his favor, after Shaniqua Tompkins, the mother of his son, Marquise Jackson, failed to respond to a lawsuit alleging that she violated a 2007 agreement regarding the rights to her life story. Attorneys for G Unit Books asked the judge to enter a default judgment against Tompkins to enforce a permanent injunction and to proceed with a damages inquiry. The company asserts that she owes more than $1 million in damages plus interest and legal fees for breaching a contract that granted G Unit exclusive rights to her personal story. The lawsuit centers on a life rights agreement Tompkins signed in 2007. In exchange for $80,000 in future royalties, she granted G Unit Books the exclusive ability to use and profit from her life narrative. According to the complaint, Tompkins breached the agreement by releasing videos in 2023 and 2025 that details her relationship with 50 Cent and her role in his early career. The company states that those disclosures, which she allegedly sought to monetize, destroyed the exclusivity that G Unit paid for. The court filing argues that the videos stripped the company of its ability to control the narrative, which was the foundation of the original agreement. G Unit's legal team also laid out their attempts to serve Tompkins with the lawsuit. After several failed efforts to deliver the documents to her home in July of 2025, they used a legal method under New York law known as nail and mail, which involves posting the papers to her door and mailing them. Tompkins was required to respond by September 10th of 2025, but failed to do so. The filing also cited widespread media coverage following All Hip Hop's initial report, asserting that this proves Tompkins was aware of the case. G Unit's complaint brings 3 legal claims: breach of contract, breach of the implied covenant of good faith and fair dealing, and a request for a declaratory judgment. The company seeks the court's confirmation that the indemnification clause in the agreement is enforceable and that Tompkins must pay damages, costs, and attorney fees. They also request that an order be issued blocking her from posting any other further content that violates the agreement and directing the removal of existing videos. The legal push comes as 50 Cent's Netflix docuseries, Sean Combs' The Reckoning, which he executive produced, continues to dominate the streaming charts. And then it goes on to talk about what the 4-part series is and blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to just skip that. And then it ends with Tompkins has not issued a public statement and has not yet filed a response in court. If the judge grants G Unit's motion, the case will proceed to a damages hearing in early 2026. That is a motherfucker, honey. That's a motherfucker. He knew what he was doing. You took this vulnerable girl back in 2007 and was like, hey, let's do this. We're going to tell your life story, this, and that. We're going to do this. And you have her sign a contract, you know what? Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
That's not a motherfucker. That's your mean.
Not today, honey.
Mm.
But see, unlike Shaniqua, honey, I don't sign paperwork without reading it, honey. You got me fucked up. So, that's crazy. Because he wants to control the narrative. So now she's talking about her abuse that she's experienced with him. He's like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna sue you, girl. We already established this in 2007. You don't talk about nothing. And as far as you're concerned, I'm the best man you ever had. So, listen. 1 + 1 is 2, honey. This is an abuser. Allegedly. A litigious abuser. Allegedly. So,
But it's your man, and your sister wife talking about the orgasms, please.
Oh, child. Yeah, and I
exactly.
love.
Are you not ashamed? Are you not ashamed?
Just a little bit, a little pink.
A little.
Just a little of embarrassment.
Embarrassed? Are you not embarrassed?
Just a little bit of an embarrassment.
Embarrassing.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's. I'm gonna follow this story too, honey. But he is something else. He been fucking with her for the longest, and his son. He just been fucking. That's why they don't fuck with him. He just been fuck with him just because he can. Oh, honey. Well, speaking of people who've been fucking with people, honey, Russell Simmons said Kamora Lee been fucking with him and won't let, and she's been put in place. She won't let me see my grown ass kids. Oh my God. Kamora won't let me see my daughters, even though they're grown as fuck, dating old ass billionaires and shit. Oh, but girl. Anyway, so I have this article here from TMZ. Russell Simmons claims Kamora Lee Simmons is keeping him from seeing their children. Okay. So Russell Simmons claims his ex-wife won't let him see his kids, alleging she's using them as leverage to keep him from taking legal action against her. Here's the deal. Kamora Lee Simmons spoke to People last week about her exes, admitting she doesn't have a relationship with Simmons, actor Jimon Hansu, or investment banker and convicted felon Tim Leisner. Kimora Lee Simmons told the outlet, usually I would say that I co-parent, okay, but the kids are with me full time. I'm pretty much the primary parent. It's difficult, but I don't know sometimes what other people are thinking. Guys are weird. Well, Russell clearly feels Kimora is not giving the full story of their relationship because he took to Instagram to vent his frustration. First, by mentioning he gave her $50,000 a month for 20 years and calling himself her best and only friend. He then writes, I'm the godfather to your 3 other kids until one day you stole my stock. I have been fighting for my kids' love and my bread ever since. You threatened that if I sued you, I would never speak to my kids ever again. There are 2 sides to every story. Worth noting, Russell and Kimora's kids don't seem like they're much interested in a relationship with the music star because on Father's Day 2023, Aoki and Ming both roasted him for never being around, and Aoki even shared tense texts she exchanged with Russell. We've reached out to Kimora. So far, no word back. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I'm just like, dude, like
3 other kids. I miss them.
honey, mm, do you know? This relationship has always been strange to me, anyway. So I just, as much as I love Ha, and I love Ha, I love me some Kimora, love Ha, but
Yeah, because he groomed her.
yeah, right, and that's kind of
He ain't shit.
yeah. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
What's interesting / wild to me is he's attempting to play
His daughters
victim
are following in.
when he's the one that it flew off to Bali, but claims to be innocent about some other crimes, which is very interesting to me. But now you want to play victim? Okay.
Mm-hmm. Child, I know Drew is sitting at home just laughing, honey, like good, stupid motherfucker. And she should. Drew Dixon. Shout out to Drew Dixon.
I was about to say, who is Drew? But no, his daughters are grown women, and they're following in his example as what he was as a as a man, grooming women. They're following in his example. So I don't know what to tell him. Maybe if he came back from Bali, he would, be able to see them pop up or something. But he's not gonna do that.
Mm-hmm. And then be trying to act like he's oh, I don't be hiding, I be out in the streets. Okay, come out to the streets, without a camera. Let's see it. No better. Mm-hmm. Well, y'all, it's time to get sad, honey. So I know y'all have seen all the news about Rob Reiner and his wife being brutally murdered by their son in their home in Hollywood, and just sad. So first of all, shout out to Rob Reiner, a favorite, like a class act, a very 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 when it was time to stand up, he did so, and that's very refreshing to see when it comes to white men, especially white men in positions of power. It's always good to see them speak on the right side of the fight, and Rob Reiner was definitely that. He was very anti-Trump, and we need much more of that. But y'all see, I just shared this TMZ article, and it says Rob Reiner and wife Michelle's son Nick Reiner arrested for murder. And Rob and Michelle Reiner's son, Nick, has been arrested and is being held on a $4 million bail, TMZ has learned. The 32-year-old is in the custody of the Los Angeles Police Department as of Monday morning, according to online records. He was booked at the LAPD jail. As we reported, the couple was found by one of their daughters Sunday with their throat slit inside of their Los Angeles home. LAPD Chief Jim McDonald said Nick is a suspect in the case and announced his arrest on suspicion of murder. Rob, Michelle, and Nick were at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party Saturday night At the party, Rob and Nick got into a very loud argument, loud enough for many others to hear. Reiner said, Reiner family sources tells TMZ, we're told Rob and Michelle left the party. We do not know if Nick left as well. Friends and collaborators Billy Crystal and Larry David were seen leaving the couple's home Sunday evening looking very distraught. An outpouring of tributes have come in following the tragedy, including those from Barack Obama, Stephen King, and Ben Stiller, among others. Page 6 was the first to report the arrest. Rob was 78 and Michelle was 68. That is just so fucking sad. And then I read somewhere where they said he did have like a long history of mental health issues, and it was at a point where Rob and Michelle felt that they have done all they could for him, and pretty much, just saying, look, he grown, and yeah, that's so sad. So may they rest in peace, Rob and Michelle.
I hate that we lost such a great voice in activism and movies.
Well, you know who don't hate and honey? Our stupid ass president. And I hate to even have to talk about this, but his ass had, because Rob was very anti-Trump and was not shy about saying it out loud. And you see, I just shared another link by way of TMZ. Donald Trump slams
Fuck
Rob
him.
Reiner following his tragic death. Say it again.
Fuck him, nasty ass piece of shit. Who does this? Ugh.
No, bastard. Well, many tributes have poured in following the loss of Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle, mourning their passing by sharing condolences and fond memories. But stupid-ass President Donald Trump took a whole other approach, suggesting Rob would still be alive if the director had been nicer to him. Donald Trump took to Truth Social to politicize the ghastly event, calling Rob a tortured and struggling comedy star. Trump claimed the homicides occurred reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind-crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. Trump continued he was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump, with his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness, and with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before. May Rob and Michelle rest in peace. This is a classless response. This classless response was a far cry from other celebrities, like one of Trump's predecessors, Barack Obama. And he wrote, Michelle and I are heartbroken by the tragic passing of Rob Reiner and his beloved wife, Michelle. Rob's achievements in film and television gave us some of our most cherished stories on screen. But beneath all the stories he produced was a deep belief in the goodness of people and a lifelong commitment to putting that belief into action. Together, he and his wife lived lives defined by purpose. They will be remembered for the values they championed and the countless people they inspired. We send our deepest condolences to all who loved him. Bitch, do y'all see the contrast? Girl.
Oh, I have never in my days have I ever seen someone take someone else's death that has nothing to do with them, not even remotely to do with them, and make it about themselves. You have to be a special spawn of Satan to even conjure up in your brain the 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 distasteful, disgusting things to make someone's murder about you. My God. I try not to talk like this, but when that motherfucker dies, I am celebrating. I'm buying a tomahawk steak. I am throwing lamb, ram, hog, mogs, everything on the grill. Baby.
You name it.
You name it. It's all go. I am doing a jig so hard, and I'm a black girl with no rhythm, but when I say I'm gonna jig so goddamn hard, And
And
I don't even like to celebrate people's death, but baby,
and we have a comment, and I agree. It says Trump's response is not normal and should not be normalized. You are absolutely right. I'm sure he fears dying because he will not want to see who welcomes him to the other side. And then we have a
baby.
comment. Let us pray the astrologers are correct and we won't have to deal with him much longer. Baby,
Hey,
okay.
look here, please.
Woo, child.
Go
Go ahead,
ahead,
baby.
Will.
So Miranda, since you don't have a rhythm, and the rhythm requires a jig, will you be doing a jug instead?
Baby, that day I'm gonna have some rhythm because I'm gonna have a little bit of buzz on me. Because I'm gonna be taking shots and I'm gonna be celebrating. So I have a little bit, I have a little bit of alcohol so I can get out of my head. I am such a thinker that it messes me up. I get in my own way. That's the only reason. But it's gonna be a jug, a jig, a doo-wop, a boo-bop, a twerk, a butterfly, a tootsie roll. It's gonna be everything. Okay?
Work.
Pop, lock, percolate. I'm doing it all. I can't believe y'all let a 80s, 90s tabloid loser into being president. I can't believe this is our reality every day.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot believe that.
Because y'all stupid. We got to put up with the smart people. Got to put up. The smart people been trying to tell y'all fucking asses since 2000. Not even since 2016, honey. Even before then, when his ass was even thinking about running for office, it was
I
like,
just, no,
no, that's not a good
no.
idea.
No, I don't know how y'all believe somebody who bankrupted every piece of company that they had, who was not even rich. Y'all let him fake it until he actually stole it. Y'all let this man pillage the fucking United States and actually make himself rich. For real, for real.
Girl, like
Really, he was just a rich Rob Peter to pay Paul type of motherfucker. He didn't really have no money.
that part. And when you say like he destroyed every business he's been a part of, you're not lying. Like who the fuck? Do you know how corrupt? Like how I don't even want to use the word dumb. Like, do you? Well, but I think that's the only word I can think of. Right? Do you know how dumb you have to be to bankrupt a casino? A casino, y'all.
You
The
could
money
just
is
throw a
there.
casino on the block and it'd be packed out in 2 weeks. How do you mismanage that?
A casino. Like what? And y'all think that's who should? Okay. You know what? Okay.
He
Look, I did
stole
my
money
part.
from people because he did Trump University. Like, there is people out here telling you that he didn't pay them, that he basically took their money and didn't give them no product. Like, mm, 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 mm. When I
We did
tell
our
you,
part, girl. We voted right.
when I tell you the way y'all was so fucking low vibrational out there, mm, 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 mm. Baby. Y'all believe that man was gonna work in your behalf? Y'all deserve whatever other scam y'all get. Y'all deserve it.
Hmm.
I don't care. You voted for him. You deserve every bit of scam that comes your dumb ass way. Don't fight me. Fight your mama.
Oh, you can fight me. Shit, I'm an Aries son, and we always ready to go. So, hey, if you don't want to fight Moon, you can come fight Auntie. But just so you know, it's not going to be a fight. But you know,
It's gonna be you on the ground because you
your,
got your ass
your
whipped.
ass.
Shit. That is, ugh, I'll be so mad every day that we gotta wake up. All our friends and family suffering because they can't afford nothing. Y'all let him bankrupt the damn country while him and his friends get rich. That shit is crazy.
But no,
Ugh.
it's. I'm glad you brought that up because even in family, right? Because I come from a Christian background, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people, what I saw who are like still heavily into the church, they have this whole sentiment of, oh, well, that's still our brother. You shouldn't. I'm over here like, no, fuck that. You sitting
Who
there with
said
all
that?
that, honey. I don't want to say no names on the recording line, but trust me, honey. And you better be glad I'm nice enough to not say your name because even I told you to your face that that was some bullshit that you was saying. So, yeah, then I'm like, no, girl. I said, because this is not, because her thing was, how can you sit there and not want to talk to somebody just because of a difference of opinion? I said, because that's where you fucked up. It's not a difference of opinion. Like,
Okay,
we passed opinions now. An opinion is
that part.
like, oh, I love a McRib, even though I haven't had one in a while, Free Palestine. But, and you could say, oh, I think McRibs are nasty. That's an opinion. Oh, but you saying, oh, I think you don't deserve anything. I think you don't deserve access to money, food, your house or anything because you're black. No, baby, that's not an opinion, honey. That is racism. And you sitting there just trying to make space for people who fuck that. And I'm like,
Mean you
no,
harm. That's crazy. I see, and that just let me know. Well, I'm gonna let you go after I say this, but this let me know who your ancestors were. Your ancestors was them coons that was telling on Harriet Tubman. Them is your people. That's the spirit that come over you. Because how are you condoning any type of racism and then trying to use Christianity? I'm sorry, that's not no. Mm-mm. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. How
that part.
about that? Go ahead, Will.
No, I just wanted to echo Auntie's sentiments because I still cannot believe we're in the year of our Lord 2025 and people are still having the cognitive dissonance to not recognize that this is about who deserves to live, who deserves humanity and who does not, and we're still having
Okay.
this discussion to this day. It makes no sense to me.
None whatsoever.
And it shows the lack of empathy that the majority of people have in this country, and it speaks to the extreme individualism of this country is built off of, and which is why there is so much division amongst, even within our own group, with the folks on the panel, within our own group, and it kind of extends into the country at large. It still blows my mind to this day. I have an idea of how we got here, but but my mind is still thinking about like how in the world can we get
Because ain't it crazy?
and how can we get out of it if at all possible? Because this is not sustainable. We're showing that it's not sustainable. It's like society's being stuck together with like popsicle sticks and Elmer's glue at this point, and they're trying so hard to jimmy rig some shit into working when it's not meant to be so. It's just crazy.
Preach. Talk about it, Will. But we are out, basically out here on fumes and vibes, out here trying to survive.
Exactly. And that's why I don't have many fumes to hold space for people that be, nope. We not, no, fuck you and fuck your pseudo,
Christianity bullshit you got
right.
going on.
To hell with that. Well, y'all were talking about rhythm earlier, honey. Speaking of rhythm, so the man who recorded my theme song, even though it was recorded 5 years before I was born, that song "She's a Bad Mama Jamma." Yeah, unfortunately, he passed away. He's no longer with us. I'm at 72 years old, and y'all should see where it says here. Carl Carlson. He's a bad
That
mama
Jerry
Jamma.
Curl is
Okay, baby, iconic. Just let your soul flow. I love it. Well, Carl Carlton, best known for his smash hit "She's the Bad Mama Jamma," has died at 72 years old. The sad news was confirmed by his son Carlton Hudgens II, who announced his dad's passing on Facebook, sharing a throwback photo of the late singer and writing, "Long hard fight in life and you will be missed." The cause of death hasn't been revealed, but the passing comes 6 years after the singer suffered a stroke. Carlton launched his music career back in the 60s, later hitting the Billboard Hot 100 Top 10 in 1974 with his cover of Everlasting Love. He's best known for his 1981 classic "She's a Bad Mama Jamma," which earned a Grammy nomination and went on to live forever in pop culture, popping up in movies like Miss Congeniality 2 and TV shows like Friends. Carl was 72, and may he rest in peace. Honey, they forgot I guess because TMZ got so many white people working over there, they forgot that the best move of all the time that the song was featured in. Two can play that game when Shantae was walking, honey, and they had that playing in the
Mm-hmm.
background.
That famous walk. Hey,
Um,
girl.
and then she go turn around, bitch. Go ahead, favorite Taurus.
I think this is one of the most difficult aspects of 2025. Like on top of all the bullshit that's going on the governmental level, for the culture, we've lost so many of our icons and our legends that are no longer on this earthly plane. That I think that's what hits me even more so than everything that's going on, because we, well, me, I fail to recognize. I think a lot of people fail to recognize how impactful and influential they have been to culture. Like Carl Carlton, like on top of, with even with that one song, "She's a Bad Mama Jamma," how many times that's been sampled and been part of other iconic hits, like him being the foundation of a lot of the music and art that we consume. It's a lot, and of course the other artists that we lost this year as well. It's a heaviness to it. I didn't realize it would impact me in such a way. So yeah, rest in peace to this icon.
Yes, very much so. Yeah, this weekend definitely was a lot.
Yeah.
Felt very overwhelming. And a
Yes,
lot of
it is.
people may not know who Rob Reiner is, but look, all the movies from my childhood, honey. I can't tell you how many times I watched The Princess Bride. I cannot tell you how many times I watched that movie
Mm-hmm.
as a kid. Mm-mm-mm.
Well, honey, it was a crazy weekend indeed, and that crazy ass Trey songs didn't make it any better, honey.
What? What did his stupid ass do? God damn it.
Anytime, any opportunity that he has to show his ass, oh, he's going to take it quickly.
Yeah.
And sure enough, you see what I just shown here by TMZ. Trey Songz charged in connection with two criminal cases in New York City.
Oh my God.
So Trey Songz is back in trouble once again, charged over the weekend with allegedly destroying property at a hookah bar in New York City and assaulting a nightclub employee earlier this month, according to court records. The latest incident involving the Trigger singer occurred in the wee hours of Sunday at Mira NYC Hookah Lounge in Midtown Manhattan. Court documents state Trey intentionally damaged more than $1,500 worth of hookah setups, DJ equipment, and sofas. After his arrest, police did a computer check and realized Trey was wanted for a second crime in which he allegedly assaulted an employee inside Drama nightclub in Times Square on December 4th. Trey reportedly grew irritated when club workers instructed him and his crew to leave because it was closing time in the December 4th incident. Our sources say one of the employees grabbed Trey's arm, prompting him to allegedly punch the worker in the face and cause him to suffer swelling and substantial pain. Prosecutors charged Trey in both cases, slapping him with 2 counts of assault, harassment, and criminal mischief. Excuse me. Trey pled not guilty to the charges at his arraignment in Manhattan Criminal Court and was released without bail. Trey's attorney, Mitchell Schuster, defended his client in a statement to TMZ, saying the singer is cooperating fully and looks forward to the facts coming to light. Schuster also addressed Sunday's incident, stating Trey was confronted by individuals who instigated a confrontation and attempted to surround him. The lawyer went on to say Trey's security intervened to protect him and contain the situation, and an altercation occurred in the ensuing confusion. Schuster added, public figures are often treated as targets for instigation in pursuit of headlines or financial gain. We are confident the facts will speak for themselves. Honey, and when the facts come out saying that your client crazy as shit, then what you gonna do? Then what you gonna say? Because, honey, this is not an isolated incident. Trey been songs, honey. And you know who been trying to tell us for years? Keke Palmer.
He is. He don't deserve nice things.
Mm-mm. Sagittarians, it's time for y'all to have another meeting about one of y'all members.
He lives up to the terrorist name. Okay, got it.
hmm And that probably leads me to believe why that altercation happened. Because let me see when his birthday was. Because this happened on December 1st. He probably was mad that his birthday celebration was being cut short at it's too early at 4 a.m. Oh my God, it's so early. How can you do this to me? But let me see. Trey Songs. Let me see when his birthday is. Oh, November 28th. Okay. So still so
But that's
around.
still that's right there in the pocket. That was the same weekend, ain't it?
Yep. So that's what leads me to believe this is probably he got probably upset that his birthday celebration was then dude
Oh.
grabbed his arm and he said whop
Oh,
straight.
Thursday was on the first was on a Thursday. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, still birthday week, like still in the vibes. Them two, well, week before and week after, people always celebrate. Still in that time. And when he gonna stop being a piece of shit? Golly.
Honey, I guess the same time Isaiah Ryder will, honey.
You, he still, he back in the news from
You know,
last week?
you know it, honey. Well, and it's the same thing from last week, right? So I just shared this TMZ article, and you all should see where it says here, Isaiah Ryder blindsided by protective order that led to arrest, and he says he was never served. So remember the last time that we talked about him, we learned that he was arrested. Well, and that just to start off by saying he was the one who filed for divorce from his wife back in what was it, November of last year. So what
Mm-hmm.
he's saying is that, the wife is getting a little vindictive and just doing stuff. So she allegedly had a protective order against him, with her and her son for him
Mm-hmm.
not to come around. He was never served that paper. He was never served that protective order. So when he just around and he said they've been co-parents and all, well, he's going to talk about it. So this is about, y'all know I like to call this my coffee break video.
Oh
So
Lord, you already need a coffee break already?
you know it, girl. But what he was saying was really interesting. And give me one second. Let me share my screen. And he was just pretty much saying they were co-parenting. So he don't know how and he feels that she's being just nasty because he wanted to divorce her, and he's not a violent person. He says. So let's see what he has to say.
To brief you guys, I filed for divorce. We thought, we've been co-parenting. I've been around my kid. I've been around her for the last 6 months. Unbeknownst to me, she filed for a protective order in July, so we're in the 12th month. I go home, and she's a little upset because she finds out that I filed for trial to prove up the divorce, and we have a court date. So I went home. There was a brief conversation. I'm outside relaxing. The police come up and tell me about a protective order from 6 months ago, unbeknownst to me. And this all stems from her being upset about me getting divorced, filing for divorce, going through with it, and really trying to play games with my kid and trying to keep him away from me. And for the last 6 months, during this so-called order, we've been together, we've co-parented, we've taken our kids to go work out, we've taken our kids out on outings. We have a 4-year-old and a 15-year-old. So I was just blindsided by this, and really this is more. I'm not violent. I've never even spanked my child. I've never even hit her. So this order is just really, it's not fair. But I'm dealing with it, and I'm going to get it squashed. And even after the order, she came to my place where I live and kind of started a conversation. It just popped up and started, trying to conversate with me. And I was telling her, like, you have a protective order, although I'll get it, erased, but you're not even supposed to be around me. How do you even know where I live? So, moving forward, I've just tried to do the right things, trying to have my lawyer, kind of represent me and guide me and tell me where I should go from here. But I definitely had to, say something in my defense because, it's definitely not true. And there's two sides to every story. And, instead of two people getting a divorce, it's being held in public eye. And I really, I really would not like, I really don't want that for me or my children. But at the end of the day, I have to defend myself and move forward. People break up, people divorce, and it doesn't mean there has to be war like this. The orders from July 3rd, I had no idea until December 5th. So during that 6 months, we've been around each other with kids, interacted, co-parented. She's been at my house. I've been at her house, with no issue, no incidents or anything. And I had no idea this was going on. And once I told her that, no, I'm going to go through with the divorce, that's when she had the police come over to the house and they detained me. And they said, indeed, there is a protective order from 6 months ago. They thought it was really weird that we're around each other, we're together, been around each other for the last 6 months. They found it highly unusual, but yeah, that happened. So I went to my son's game. I left without incident, without talking to anyone, just watched his game. I left. I'm about 4 miles down the road on the freeway. Police immediately pulled me over. That's why I know I have a tracker, which is illegal. I've already located the tracker. They pulled me over and detained me for about 30 minutes. The order was so fresh, it wasn't really in the system. But after a while, they said, well, we're gonna take you in and arrest you. We don't know what's going on, but supposedly you're not supposed to be at the school, not even to watch your son's game. So that was a shock to me, and that was news to me. And so from there, I went to court the next day, and I have court coming up here next week to squash this warrant. And she's been in contact with me during, which is she's not supposed to. So I'm very confident in my lawyer and myself that I will get this protective order erased from my child, and me and her will deal accordingly legally with this with the proceeding of this divorce. To brief.
And then it ends with let me see, I wanted to read this part where it had about his lawyer. Okay, so
he had a 5-year-old.
Say what?
He said he had a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old.
That's what I said. Maybe I heard that wrong. Maybe he just said 6-year-old. I really said, well, maybe he said 6-year-old, and I just misheard it.
Mm-hmm. And then it goes on to say Ryder adamantly denied ever getting physical with his wife or their kid, and he hopes to clean the mess at his next court date. His attorney, Benjamin Taylor, told us his client is innocent, echoing the Hooper's claim that he is not a violent person. As for how the protective order was granted in the first place, Taylor said it's an easy process in Arizona, and essentially said judges can just hand them out like candy if the person being accused isn't present to defend themselves. Taylor said Ryder will fight the order of protection all while moving forward with the divorce proceedings because he wants to be able to see his kids. So after all that, I don't believe a single word he said in that video, honey. Not one word of it.
And I hate, and
I don't believe a single word. Honey, all I did was one simple Google search, right? Because you know I don't know who this man is. You know I don't know sports from the rooter to the tutor. So I said, if he's saying he's not a violent person, then maybe I won't be able to find like any allegations or anything. Bitch, I did a simple Google search. Isaiah Ryder arrested. And the shit that I saw, honey, dating back all the way back to 1995. Oh, girl, bye. That is a very violent man, and what he's trying to do is get out in front of he's trying to get out in front of the story. He tried to file for divorce first because he didn't want this wife coming out and saying, he been beating her ass for years, allegedly. And then, now he's trying to make her seem like and then the 15-year-old who plays sports, that tells me everything I need to know. The fact that you ain't even defending your sports player, your legend of a father who's played sports just like you do. Oh no, baby. Something already 1 + 1 is 2, y'all. And this is not equaling 2 to me.
But I said, boy, I was sitting there listening. I said, well, he really tried to sit up there and sound like, I am such a victim. He really put on his best white woman voice. And I'm a victim. I had no idea. And I just wanted to divorce her. And now she's being crazy. Oh, well.
I can show y'all. Let me see. In fact, I put Isaiah Ryder arrest records. That's exactly what I typed into Google. And let me just show y'all what popped up. You have the little AI summary at first, but we ain't gonna read that. You just go down to the damn articles they got, child. Here's one from Fine Law. Domestic violence order against former girlfriend. This was in 2006, but this was reported in 2019. He was arrested in Gilbert. One count of interfering with, cause he does have a lot of, drug charges on his, so that busted for marijuana and stuff. But no, there's also some history of violence in there. So for him to sit there and tell us that he's not about, look, the rape rape charge was dropped back in 1996. So even though it was dropped, there was still a rape case that had to have been dropped. Like, So for him to tell us that he not lying to us like that, you don't sit there and lie through your teeth. And now that tells me all I need to know, that you're trying to get in front of this store, because she about to let that chopper sing on his ass, honey. And why the fuck you think she was trying to be around your ass to serve you them damn papers for a 6-month period? Because she was trying to see how to squeeze it in without getting her ass whooped. Are you kidding me? Girl, bye. You ain't telling me nothing. I know your kind. Allegedly. So there's that on that, honey. I always love talking about Dame Dash and his money.
You mean lack thereof?
Or lack thereof, So, his shit his shit about to get auctioned, honey. They about to put his shit in the auction, honey. Girl, y'all see I just shared this exclusive with All Hip Hop. Damon Dash film empire set heading for auction as 2 states chase millions. Not 1, but 2 states, honey. So Damon Dash is set to watch his film catalog hit the auction block in New York City on December 30th of 2025 as 2 states scramble to collect millions from his $25 million bankruptcy case. A federal judge authorized the United States Marshal Service to sell copyrights tied to Poppington LLC, Dash's media company, including titles like Honor Up, Too Honorable, and Welcome to Black Rock. The court-approved auction follows years of litigation and mounting debts, including a $4 million defamation judgment awarded to filmmaker Josh Weber and Muddy Waters Pictures. The films, including Honor Up, which is executive produced by Kanye West and features Dash, Cameron, and Stacey Dash, are now part of a public sale ordered by Magistrate Judge Robert Lehrberger. The minimum bid is $300,000, but the final price could increase depending on interest. Dame filed for Chapter 7 bankruptcy in September, listing $25 million, says $73,520.58 in liabilities, and just $4,350 in assets, according to court records reviewed by All Hip Hop. I believe we talked about that here on this show. His debts include $19 million in unpaid taxes, nearly $400,000 in back child and spousal support, and multiple civil judgments dating back more than a decade. The bankruptcy filing was intended to pause collection efforts, but the court ruled that assets already seized by the marshals were not protected from sale, allowing the auction to proceed. Now, both New York and New Jersey have stepped in to claim what they can. The New Jersey Division of Taxation filed a secure claim for $3,996,830.62, backed by a statutory lien on all of Dash's property and earning 10.75% interest. Damn. Meanwhile, the New York State Department of Taxation and Finance filed a competing claim for $8,668,450.51 in unpaid income taxes. Both agencies submitted their claims before the auction, positioning themselves to collect first from any proceeds. Creditors like Weber also have the option to credit bid their judgments, meaning they can claim the film's rights in exchange for the debt Damon Dash already owes them, potentially leaving little for other creditors. This isn't Dash's first court-ordered liquidation. In November of 2024, he lost his 1/3 stake in Rockefeller Records after failing to pay an $823,000 civil judgment to Weber over the film Dear Frank. The auction, held in Manhattan, drew a $1 million winning bid from an anonymous representative of the state of New York, which used the purchase to help recover part of the $8.7 million in back taxes Dash owed. It's a lot of motherfucking money. Child. Good
And,
God.
and y'all be wondering why Jay-Z do Dame Dash like that? Cause that bitch was finna take down everybody.
That's a lot of motherfucking money. Like, I am never
Look,
going to see that amount of money in a lifetime.
and
Like,
he ain't seen it again either.
well,
He
knock
has
on wood. Who knows what
discredited
that?
himself so bad and just, ugh.
Mm.
Why Jay-Z do Dame Dash like that? Cause he ain't worth shit. And ain't got a pot to piss in and a window to throw it out of or teeth to chew on it. So,
And the little pot that he did have, honey, about to get sold at the auction. So,
yeah. And then mad cause, 50 Cent and she up here got me defending 50 Cent and Cameron. Oh Lord Jesus. Um, I'm like, honey, you better be glad somebody bought that. You didn't have no rights to it. You lost it. Up
mm-hmm.
there trying, I'm gonna sue. No, you not. No, you not. You ain't got no money. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Go on over there with your raggedy ass cousin. Both of y'all need to go over there
Oh,
and
honey,
time
she a
out.
white woman now. She not let him say, she can't have that hood nigga shit at her house now, honey. That is a white. She is
They
living out
need to
that white
link
woman
up.
dream.
Cause she ain't got no money, he ain't got no money. They need to take care of each other.
I'm sorry, she's white now. White people, they don't have cousins. They don't do
well, whatever. She
that.
need to take him in. They can be terrible together.
hmm Child, I showed my brother a video because it was a video of her that she posted dancing that came by my reel. So before I, tap the ellipses and put not interested, like don't show this bitch on my damn timeline no more. But before I did that, I showed it to my brother. I was like, you see this? He was like, who was that? I said, Sexy Dash. He said, what? Took my phone to take a closer look just to make sure I wasn't lying. I said, yes, honey. You see, she a white woman now.
Ugh. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Disgusting. Disgusting. They just
Well,
gone over there and time out together, white woman and
and
the
wannabe
guy.
white man. Oh, allegedly. Because he liked the suit too.
He ain't even got nobody to get a lawyer. He could be quiet.
Well, I got 3 more stories left.
Oh, already?
Already. So, Libra Queen, out of curiosity.
Curiosity killed the motherfucking cat. And no, we don't.
Well, you might know this person because he's a Miami rapper. So, have you ever heard of Baby Smooth? Oh, yeah.
Who?
I need you to be FFR, Auntie.
What? Who was that?
Well, honey, he's somebody, honey, that is in jail now, honey.
Uh-oh.
And you see why I just shared here by way of TMZ, rapper Baby Smooth arrested in Miami on drug and weapons charges.
Mm.
So, and he's not a Miami rapper, by the way. He was just arrested in Miami. He's a Detroit rapper. So, Detroit rapper.
Again, BFFR.
I was just wondering,
Thank you.
if you had your street, ears to the streets.
No. Don't do it. That's a Detroit nigga. Or how you say it? Nigga.
No.
Okay?
And Detroit got some fine ass knuckles. Them knuckles.
No, they do be having, now that, I'm not gonna hold you. Chicago and Detroit be having some winners out there, boy.
I think it's in the water.
Could be.
hmm
Not saying he is, but
Oh no, Baby Smooth, he must not have been drinking the water. So, but Baby Smooth was arrested earlier this week on a number of drug charges, but he swiftly posted bail. Here's the deal. Smooth, whose real name is Jalen Deontay Parker, was pulled over in Miami late Wednesday night while driving a heavily tinted yellow Lamborghini. Police say in online records. When the officer from the Miami Police Department approached the posh car, they observed a cloud of smoke and a strong odor of marijuana. The officer also noted a black handgun under the driver's seat, and at that point, all occupants were asked to exit the vehicle for the officer's safety.
How do you see a handgun under the seat?
Because he black, that's how.
How do you see a gun under the seat?
They believe each and every word written in them police reports, honey.
Oh, okay. Huh.
So, and they told him, he saw the gun, with his x-ray vision under the seat and told him to get out the car for his safety. But, anyway.
Okay. Huh.
Police say the musician and 2 passengers were swiftly arrested because they were not legally allowed to possess any firearms, and the gun was readily available for each one to grab. The vehicle was then searched, which is when police say they found the black Taurus PT 809 gun with 16 live 9mm rounds in the magazine, as well as 1 live round in the chamber, plus a yellow pill bottle in a hidden compartment containing suspected oxycodone, Xanax, and chill, I'm about to tear this word up, honey. Is that tizanidine hydrochloride? And they said that,
my Describble ain't even working on that one, okay?
well, whatever, they say it's a prescription muscle relaxant.
Okay.
And so, police also say they discovered a yellow backpack with $30,000 in cash, 81.9 grams of suspected marijuana, 12 canisters of suspected THC wax, and a bottle of promethazine, a prescription antihistamine. Smooth told authorities he didn't know who the gun belonged to, but confirmed the yellow bag was his, they claimed. Smooth was charged with 7 felony counts in total, 4 for being in possession of a controlled substance with an intent to sell or deliver while armed, 1 for being in possession of marijuana with intent to sell or deliver while armed, 1 for intending to manufacture or sell prescription drugs, and 1 for carrying a concealed firearm. The Losing My Mind hitmaker was released from custody Friday after fulfilling a $1,000 surety bond. We've reached out to Smooth for comment. So far, no word back. Honey, he was about to build his own pharmacy, honey. He even got shit up in there we can't even pronounce. Like,
well, they love going to jail out of state. Honey, Florida and Texas is not the places y'all want to go to jail. Them is not it.
And this was just the like I'm sure that he absolutely did have all that stuff on him. Yes, I'm not negating all of that. But I mean, the police wanted to fuck with him. Let's call it thing. They saw a bunch of niggas in a black Lamborghini. Oh, jackpot! These niggas got to have some drugs on them, and just luckily for them, they did.
A gun.
And a gun
with the X-ray vision. Honey, you saw what? Where? When? Okay.
So yeah. That's that on that. But he ain't bothered. He got out. He was like, all right. And then TMZ talking about they reached out to him. Y'all not gonna hear no response back. He don't even want y'all talking about this.
Don't you be this crazy. We don't even be knowing their music, but we know their little rap sheet before they even be out here. For real. That's crazy.
Which I'm sure is about to be the same thing for this next person that we about to talk about, honey, a Philly rapper. Oh, and to be completely honest, I can't even pronounce this young man's name. I think it's pronounced Bloomberg-Eard. Or maybe Blumberg-Erd or something. But, honey, long story short, whatever they want to call him, he's the hitman.
Another hitman.
Baby, he is the whole hitman for the gang, honey. Done killed 3 people and had a nerve to release a music video all while it was going on. This all happened out of Philly. And we're actually about to watch a news article about it. So give me 1 second. Let me share the link from All Hip Hop. And you should see where it says here, Philly rapper busted for 3 murders as gang hitman. So baby, he multitasking, honey. He is.
You know what?
Look, all them transferable skills, honey. I'm just like, well, wow. Like, what?
Why they be recording their confessions on oh my god, these children.
So, now what happened to the news article they had in here? So it looks like it's not in this, but no worries. We're going to find, because I wanted to actually see that. Uh, here we go. Here we go. I think this is it. Yep, this is it right here. And let me share my screen. This is from actually Fox 29. I believe this is out of Philly. And this is the news article that I saw. Oh, no, sorry, no, it's not. My bad, y'all. Give me 1 second. Let me find the one that I watched. Where in the hell is that? Why shit don't, anytime I want to show y'all something?
Oh no, it don't mess up on the Diddy ones or the 50 Cent ones, so I don't know.
Oh, here it is. Here it is.
Look, why these kids be dry snitching on
25-year-old
themselves?
Tavine.
That's so weird.
It's stupid. Okay, let me make sure we good on volume. Sorry.
One of Philadelphia's most wanted criminals is off the streets. 25-year-old.
What the hell is going on with this video, child?
One of Philadelphia's most wanted criminals is off the streets. 25-year-old Tavine Jones was formerly arraigned on murder.
Sorry, y'all. Let me refresh this. I don't know why it's looking like this.
Off the streets. 25-year-old Tavine Jones was
Maybe
formerly
just don't want us
arraigned.
to full screen it, so I won't.
One of Philadelphia's most wanted criminals is off the streets. 25-year-old Tavine Jones was formally arraigned on murder charges today, 24 hours after his capture following years on the run. Jones is accused of 3 homicides that prosecutors say stem from his role as an alleged hitman for a brutal gang. Action News reporter Elizabeth Worthington now with the story.
An anonymous tip led U.S. Marshals to the Stratford Court apartment complex in Lansdowne Wednesday morning, where alleged hitman and gang member 25-year-old Tavine Jones was arrested.
Jones has been a fugitive since April of 2024. Jones evaded law enforcement by using the resources of his group to frequently change locations within Philadelphia and nearby counties.
The arrest of a fugitive wanted for murder came as a shock to people who live in this apartment complex.
A hitman and this I don't know, we have a lot of old folks and that's kind of about it. I have never seen that guy before.
Jones is accused of killing 3 people between 2020 and 2022. 16-year-old Hayward Garrison in August 2020, 20-year-old Wesley Rodwell in May 2022, and 23-year-old Ryan Finley in a shooting captured on surveillance camera in September 2022. Investigators believe Garrison and Rodwell were rivals of Jones, but officials wouldn't comment on the motive behind Finley's killing.
Street groups today are on notice that we will continue to work together to take them down.
Action News has learned Jones was arrested on gun charges back in 2020, about a month after he allegedly shot and killed 16-year-old Garrison. And in 2022, a little over a month before the shooting of Rodwell, he was sentenced to 3 years of supervised probation. We're waiting to get a comment from the DA's office on that. For now, Jones is due back in court on December 29th. I spoke to his court-appointed attorney today who says he'll prepare a vigorous defense. Outside police headquarters, Elizabeth Worthington for Action News at 10 on PHL 17.
A vigorous defense, huh? How can you vigorously defend that? Especially when they got one of the shootings caught on camera. How can you vigorously defend the killing of a 16-year-old boy? Like, what? Oh, Ooh, child, that's just crazy. I'm like, wow. And then, because I didn't know, this is way too young for Auntie, so I didn't know about any of this going on. And then when I Googled his name, I actually saw, and even TikTok searched his name, I actually saw, like, people talking about how he was kind of, like, looked at as inspirational, because somebody thought that was a good idea for him to be, like, doing all that and then making music videos in the time where he's on the run and he's a fugitive. Because you saw what they said, he was a fugitive since April of last year, and just finally getting caught just now. So,
These poor babies.
crazy.
God bless.
God bless indeed. Well, the last story that I have for us today, we're going to talk about Black Lives Matter in Oklahoma City, honey. Yeah. So you should see where I just share here by way of all hip hop. Oklahoma City Black Lives Matter boss charged with wire fraud over $3.15 million bail fund embezzlement scheme. That girl. Child. So,
low, sweet cherry.
exactly.
I'm
So her
so
name
tired.
Tashella Dickerson, but I think they call her T-Cherie Dickerson. But Tashella Dickerson has been charged with it says charged with embezzling $3.15 million from Black Lives Matter Oklahoma donations meant for bail funds and using the money for luxury vacations and real estate purchases. The 52-year-old executive director faces 25 federal charges after a grand jury indictment was unsealed on December 11th. Prosecutors say she deposited returned bail checks into her personal accounts rather than into the organization's accounts between June 2020 and October of 2025. Dickerson spent the stolen funds on trips to Jamaica and the Dominican Republic. She also bought 6 properties in Oklahoma City, a personal vehicle, and dropped $50,000 on food deliveries for herself and her children. The scheme targeted funds raised after George Floyd was murdered by Derek Chauvin in 2020. Black Lives Matter Oklahoma City collected over $5.6 million from online donors and national bail funds, including the Community Justice Exchange, Massachusetts Bail Fund, and Minnesota Freedom Fund. These organizations sent grants specifically to help post bail for protesters arrested during racial justice demonstrations. When bail money was returned to Black Lives Matter Oklahoma, the national group sometimes allowed the local chapter to keep the portions to build a revolving bail fund. But Dickerson allegedly had other plans. She's accused of funneling at least $3.15 million into her personal accounts and going on shopping sprees that cost tens of thousands of dollars. The FBI and IRS investigated the case after discovering Dickerson submitted false annual reports to the Alliance for Global Justice. AFGH served as BLM's OKC's fiscal sponsor since the local chapter wasn't a registered tax-exempt organization. Dickerson told AFGJ that she used only funds for tax-exempt purposes. She didn't mention the luxury trips, property purchases, or personal expenses. This case adds to the growing scrutiny of Black Lives Matter's financial practices nationwide. Other BLM leaders have faced similar fraud charges in recent years for misusing donations meant for social justice work. Dickerson faces up to 20 years in federal prison for each wire fraud count and 10 years for each money laundering charge. The maximum fines reach $250,000 per count. I'm just shaking my head, honey. Shaking my head.
You're not going to club fed like all the white women. Y'all, why? Why are y'all, why? You know, it can't just be, we're not treated like white folks. We're not looked at. So, you stealing in Black Lives Matter name is only going to reflect on the movement as a whole. Not as you individual as that thievery people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so fucking embarrassing. Like y'all, deliver y'all from the greed.
Yep. And even though, like, you know, there are, I just want to make it really clear to the listeners out there. So there are some corrupt people in the Black Lives Matter organization. However, Black Lives Matter as a whole is not a corrupt organization. So let's just be clear on that.
It's not, but oof. You know. You know how it go.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, boy, boy. Stealing.
Well, y'all, that was all the tea that I had for us today. So before we head out, did any of you have any tea that you want to share or any tea that I might have missed?
No, baby, you got it all today.
Let me see. We have a piece of tea in the comments says Anthony Geary, who played Luke Spencer on General Hospital, dies at 78 years old. But you
Oh,
may not know him. No, I don't. But rest in peace. And let me take a quick Google.
we love our soap opera people. They're funny.
Mm. Oh, he looks like what's the guy's name? That acts Anthony Hopkins. Is that his name? Let me see.
Are you gonna post this picture?
Oh, I can share my screen. Uh,
Because I know what Anthony Hopkins looked like. Sir Anthony Hopkins.
okay. Well, maybe it's not Anthony Hopkins that I'm thinking of. Is it?
Oh, him? He
Oh, yeah,
died?
Anthony Hopkins is who I'm thinking of. That's who he looks like. And yes, that's who passed away. That's Anthony Geary.
Yeah, he does look like
No,
Anthony Hopkins.
but I've seen it. Yes, his face is very familiar. Oh, wow. Dang, man.
Oh,
Dang,
rest in
everybody
peace.
dying.
Condolences. Right. Condolences to him and his family and friends.
This time of the year is so rough. Always.
Then we have another comment. Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You" breaks record for most weeks at #1 on the single. Well, yeah. That's just
Don't
what
it
she
break
does
records every week? I mean, every
every
week,
year.
every year?
Every year, honey. Yep.
Mm, mm, mm.
Shout out to that Aries queen. You know, Aries, as an Aries, you know, we like longevity. we like things, we like things, you know, stick for a long time. You know, hits that stick like grits. You know,
Look here. Good for Mariah.
good for her indeed. They just actually showed a video of her I saw on Twitter where she was talking to some talk show host about it. This was back in the '90s before it went um before it got really
Before it
really
hit the
popular.
craze.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And she was talking about how she just wanted to write something that was gonna be long lasting and stuff. And I'm like, girl, mission accomplished.
Oh, yeah, that one. Because
Mission
that was her original song. That wasn't, she didn't do a cover, right?
right. Mm-hmm. Yep, yep. Well, thank you for that tea in the chat. Anybody else have any more? I don't think so because I know y'all already said y'all didn't have any. Well,
Yeah.
y'all, thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come and sip tea with me. We
Shout
will
out to BB again.
shout out to BB. I'm about to go in his DMs right now to see what method of payment he wants us to send his
Period.
winnings.
Period.
And we will be back tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time. You can make the live show. Do not
tell
forget to
him
get those entries in.
tell him to tip his pod tender, okay?
Yes. And in the meantime, you all have a fabulous rest of your day.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Cheers.